poor Tess is on the verge of death. What's going to happen to her? And is Missy right to see a psychiatrist? Or will that only make more trouble for her? And what about poor Mary Burns? Does John really love her? Or will all those years end up with her being given the shaft? I just can't believe that life always ends up with everyone getting the shaft. I just won't believe that. Going to die?
I'm afraid it looks pretty bad.
Oh, she doesn't deserve that. She's been such a good person. So good to everyone.
I'm afraid people don't always get what they deserve.
Oh, she's been such a wonderful mother to poor little Johnny and Melissa. They're so young. They still need her so much. What'll they do without her? They're not even in school yet.
It won't be easy for them, but then life is never easy. They'll grow up like other children.
But without a mother.
We can only hope that what they lose in mother love, they'll gain in cherished remembrance of her. Maybe Tess's memory will mean more to them and guide them in a way a living mother never could.
Maybe you're right. Have you spoken to Dr. Burns?
My husband? Yes. He's at the hospital tending Tess right now.
Respiration?
Weaker, Doctor.
Heartbeat?
No improvement.
Temperature?
"101, Doctor."
Give me that.
Dr. Burns, her respiration is getting weaker. She can hardly breathe.
All right, look like she's ready for oxygen. Get the mask.
Want me to? I'll do it. No, that's all right. I'll do it. I can do it. I've got it.
Temperature?
Dr. Burns, it's up 4 degrees. Oh, God, Dr. Burns, I think she's going to die.
Come on. Grab hold of yourself, Laurie. This is no time to panic.
I'm sorry, Dr. Burns. I'm just not myself today. I had a heavy date with Julian last night.
Oh?
We broke off our engagement. He's gone forever. And he won't even say why. Oh, Dr. Burns! Dr. Burns, your temperature's going sky high.
Well, don't tell me about it. Do something.
I love Julian so much. He was so special. When we were together, we were so close.
All right, Laurie, pull yourself together. I know how much Julian means to you. But time has a way of curing these things.
I'm sorry, Dr. Burns. This is one thing time will never cure.
Laurie.
Coffee? Just a little. How's Tess? Dr. Burns isn't holding out much hope. He says she's going to die.
Are you serious?
Unfortunately, I am.
Poor Johnny and Melissa.
Well, they're not even in school yet, are they?
Well, of course, they can always fall back on Tessa's mother, Mrs. Colt. She's a very warm, older person. They're very close to her, and fortunately, she's almost completely recovered from her coronary.
Did she have a coronary?
She sure did.
More?
Just a little.
How's Brad? You two still dating?
More than ever.
Oh, I suppose Brad has his good points. We just never hit it off.
He always speaks very highly of you, Maxine. I know he still respects you.
Yes, well, that may be, but he's getting pretty far behind in my alimony. Listen, I wish you would tell him I'm a little unhappy about that. If he can pay for your dates, I think he can pay my alimony.
But you know, the dinner place expensive. Usually just a movie.
On my money.
Maxine, is it really the money that concerns you? Or do you still love Brad?
No, I don't still love Brad. I'm not sure I ever did. I was young and I was infatuated, but love, no. No, I don't think Brad Watson is capable of inspiring love. Do you?
Do I what?
Do you love Brad?
I don't know. I don't know if I love him or if I just think I love him. He's so gentle and considerate, and I feel so close when he's near. It feels like love. I think it's love, but I don't really know what I feel.
Does he love you?
He says he does. I think he believes it. I think he wants to feel it. I think he feels it, but I don't think he really knows what he feels. I don't think he wants to know.
Do you think it's possible Brad could be after you for your money?
Oh, Maxine, I don't think that's very fair. Well, he doesn't need my money. He has a very good job.
Oh, it's not that good. And he's pretty deeply in debt.
Well, he's never mentioned any trouble to me.
Well, maybe not. But my alimony is only half of it and his mortgage. Everything he has in pawned.
That can't be. He would have said something.
Maybe he's afraid of losing you.
Well, I just don't believe this. I think you're making up out of whole cloth.
Am I? Why don't you ask, Brad?
John, how's Tess?
She's resting comfortably, but she's dying.
I'm sorry she's dying, but I'm glad she's resting comfortably.
I just don't know anymore. I get so frustrated. I'm supposed to save human lives. That's what I'm trained to do. That's what I want to do. But when things get out of control, when I see human life slipping through my fingers, especially in the form of a friend, I get so angry. Damn.
Blame yourself, darling. You've done everything humanly possible.
I have tried everything. I've tried everything in the medical catalogs. I have read all the literature. I've called Boston. Nothing can save her now.
Maybe you're right.
Oh, incidentally, darling, I won't be home until pretty late tonight.
Oh, John, again? I was hoping we'd have a quiet evening alone.
I know, darling, but they need me here at the hospital.
John, do you realize how long it's been since we've had a night together?
I know, dear, and I am sorry.
John,
Yes, darling?
do you still love me?
Of course I do, darling.
Because marriages don't always go right, you know. People do get tired of each other, and husbands stray.
Thanks for understanding, darling. See you around midnight.
What's happened to John and me? We used to be so happy together, so loving. A night apart used to be an eternity. Now it's hardly worth a mention.
Baby?
Yes.
Something wrong?
No.
What do you mean, no? You're sitting here in the dark. What's on your mind?
Gee, I ran into an old friend of yours for coffee today.
You did?
Your ex-wife.
You still Maxine? So, how is she?
All right. Brad,
Uh-huh.
would you still love me if I told you I invested all my money and I lost every cent?
Of course I would. Money doesn't matter to me. I love you for yourself, Jean. For your personal qualities.
Are you sure?
Of course I do. Hey, baby. What's on your mind?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I just worry sometimes.
What are you talking about? Nothing wrong. Hey, we're crazy about each other. I love you. Getting yourself all worked up over nothing. Maxine making trouble again?
No.
Yeah, she is. I know she is. She's trying to make trouble because she's still carrying a torch. She's still crazy about me. What'd she say?
Nothing.
That's all you can tell me.
It doesn't matter.
She's a liar. I mean, you don't believe it, do you? I mean, every time she opens her mouth, out comes a big lie. That's how she gets her kicks. Now, who are you going to believe, huh? The guy who loves you? Or a big-mouthed, jealous liar?
You, Brad. I believe you.
How is she? She's in a coma, but she's resting comfortably. Can I see her? Not now, then.
But, John, I have to. There's so many things I want to tell her.
I'm sorry, John.
Don't give me that.
Hey, hospital rules.
John, I'm going to see her. You can't stop me.
Hey, wait a minute.
No, don't give me hospital rules, John. She's dying. And nobody, not you, not the hospital superintendent, not any 10 hospital orderlies are going to stop me.
Hey, Tess? Tess? It's me, Doug. Brought you some flowers. So, how are you? You look better.
Tess, there's so much that I want to say to you. I don't know where to start. First, I want you to know how much I love you. My affair with Maxine, that was nothing. It didn't mean a thing. Second, I can't tell you how sorry I am you're dying. But not that I've given up hope, though, because I haven't. And I never will, Tess. Never.
Shall I put those in water for you, dear boy?
Would you? Third, I want you to know that Johnny and Melissa are in good health and in pretty good spirits. Yeah. We told them that you went on a little vacation to Florida. Of course, they're young enough, they'll believe anything. If you should die, and I don't think you will, well, we're going to tell them that you liked Florida so much you decided to make it your home. I did like it so much. Remember, Tess? Our honeymoon. The warm, blue water. How you loved to swim. Remember when you got stung by that Portuguese man of war and wouldn't go in the water again? That sting seemed so important at the time, so serious. Well, little did we know, huh, Tess? It ought to be a sting now, right? Well, life begins. Life continues. Life ends. And life goes on, right? We just have to learn to take these things as they come. Right, Tess?
Doug, I'm sorry. Time's up. Dougie, get hold of yourself.
How's Tess?
Dying. Oh, Jean, I am so worried. My husband, Dr. Burns, didn't come home until 2 o'clock this morning.
Where was he? At the hospital?
Oh, no. No, I called the hospital. And they said, Nurse Norris said he left at 6, which means it took him 8 hours to get home. Jean, it's only 4 blocks door to door.
Maybe something came up.
That's what I was hoping. But when I asked John where he'd been, he said he'd been at the hospital all night.
Then what happened?
Well, I told him that Nurse Norris had told me he left there at 6.
What did he say to that?
He said she was wrong.
Well, then what happened?
Oh, Jean, I didn't know what to think. Was John lying to me, or had Nurse Norris made a mistake? Who was mistaken, or who was telling the truth, or who was deliberately lying? Oh, I tossed and turned all night. It wasn't until dawn that I fell into a troubled sleep.
Then what happened?
Dawn came, and the sun woke me rather early because I'd been so upset I hadn't closed the blinds. And then the phone rang. Well, I put on my peignoir and took it in the hall. It was Nurse Norris calling from the hospital with an emergency for John. Well, I said I'd wake him, and then just as an afterthought, I said, well, obviously she had been mistaken about the previous evening because John told me he'd been at the hospital all night.
Then what happened?
Jean, she said he had to left early because she'd seen him with her own eyes. Jean, John left the hospital at exactly 6.
Then what happened?
I felt the room start to spin. I sat down at our new telephone table in the hall. And I remember hearing a faint, Mary, are you all right? Coming from the receiver. I must have dropped the phone or hung up on her because the next thing I remember, I was stumbling into the bedroom and seeing John lying there on the bed, still sleeping, looking so innocent. I remember thinking, what a liar. What a terrible liar.
Then what happened?
Oh. Half blind with hurt, I just stumbled across the bedroom and sat on the bed next to his sleeping form. I just sat there looking at him. And I remember seeing a tear fall on his cheek. And I remember thinking, that's my tear. I must be crying. Well, he felt the tear because he opened his eyes and gave me a big smile. Oh, and Jean, I could tell he was not faking. He was genuinely glad to see me. Hi, Mary, he said, still smiling. Did you sleep good? Oh, Jean, I just burst into tears. Hey, Mary, he exclaimed. What's wrong? Well, Jean, I just fell on his chest and cried like a baby. Oh, Jean, he was so concerned, so genuinely concerned.
Maybe he realized you'd found him out.
Oh, no, Jean. I don't think so. I think John was genuinely concerned about me. Oh, I don't know. I'm in such a quandary. I don't know what to believe about last night. Who's telling me the truth? John or Nurse Norris?
I'm afraid the test results came in this morning, Missy. I'm afraid you're pregnant.
Oh, no. I was afraid of that. Dr. Burns, what am I going to do?
You want a cup of coffee?
No.
Step into my office for a minute. Missy, maybe you and Hank should think about getting married.
But I don't love him.
Well, Missy, sometimes love comes after marriage.
But I'm in love with Snapper.
Oh, does Snapper love you?
No, he loves Joy.
Joy? Gwen's younger sister. Isn't Gwen...
Yes, Gwen is Snapper's wife.
Then Snapper loves his own wife's younger sister named Gwen.
Joy.
Joy?
Dr. Burns, why don't things ever work out? Why don't people love the people who love them? Why do people always love the people who don't love them, or even like them? Why is everything so confusing? Why doesn't anybody ever get a break? Why is existence such a big drag? Why did God do this to me? Why do you have to dump on us? It'd be nice for a change. Why doesn't Snapper love me as I love him? Why does he love Joy when I'm just as good as she is and she doesn't love him and I do?
All right, let's take those one at a time, shall we?
Dr. Burns, what am I going to do?
Maybe you should think about adoption.
Adoption? But who'd adopt me at my age?
The baby.
Oh, I couldn't bear that. Putting my child in a home, an impersonal institution. I can't have my baby growing up without a home, without parents, care, affection, love. Growing child needs so much. A loving home.
Well, maybe you should tell Hank.
Oh, I couldn't do that. He'd feel a sense of obligation. Wouldn't be fair.
Fair? Is it fair to the child? I mean, would it be fair to Hank? I mean, don't you think you ought to tell Hank everything, tell him the truth?
He'd think I was trying to pressure him into a proposal.
You would only be telling him the truth, and telling the truth, Missy, can never be wrong.
I'm so confused.
Of course. Believe me, Missy, tell Hank everything.
Oh, you think?
I know.
You were wrong, Maxine. Terribly wrong about the way Brad feels about me. Oh, you had me doubting him. Doubting his love for me. Myself, my own self-worth, everything. Well, we talked it all out, Brad and I can't tell you the sense of relief I feel and the sense of shame and remorse for ever having doubted him. Oh, he doesn't care about my money. If I lost it all tomorrow, it wouldn't matter to him at all. Not one little bit. Oh, he loves me totally, fully, completely, entirely, with no conditions, no reservations, no provisos.
And you believed him?
With everything I hold sacred.
Jean.
Maxine, I don't want to hear it. Please
You
don't
can't
say
be
it.
serious.
Maxine.
You've got to be kidding.
Please.
How can you be so gullible?
I'm not. I believe him.
He's making a fool of you.
No, he's not.
You must be blinded with infatuation. Jean, Brad doesn't love you. Or anybody. He loves your money, Jean. Anybody's money. Right now it's yours.
I won't listen to this.
You're afraid to listen.
No, I'm not.
Then listen, Jean, to the truth about Brad Watson. He will spend your inheritance, Jean, and then he will leave you for another woman with more money.
You're lying. Brad was right about you.
You little fool, what reason do I have to lie? I'm trying to help here.
Because you're jealous. You are jealous because Brad loves me. Don't you think I can see that? Well, you're just trying to pull the wool over my eyes. Better luck next time.
You idiot. You're a fool, blinded by love and infatuated with a gold-digging chief. You'll be sorry you were ever born.
I'm pregnant, Hank. I didn't want to tell you, but I decided to do the right thing. The responsible thing. And, well, I felt you had a right to know.
What are you going to do?
Well, I think we should get married. Oh, I know that You have qualms. I know you like the single life.
Uh-huh.
I know you love joy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but maybe you love me too.
Uh-uh.
Maybe you feel some responsibility toward the child.
What an adoption.
I can't do that. I want my child to have parents, love, affection, people who care. Hank, I'm asking you to do the right thing. Don't you feel any responsibility for your actions?
Oh, sure.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
Missy, I'm not ready for marriage.
Is that all you have to say? Hank, you can't do this to me.
Give up my freedom?
Oh, you can still have it. You can go out anytime you want.
Missy.
Oh, we'll work it out. We'll work out everything.
Nah, Missy, this won't work.
What are you talking about? How can you say that? Of course it will, Hank. I'm desperate.
How can you do this to me?
You? What about me? What am I supposed to do?
Frank loves you.
But I don't love him. Well, he's not the father.
Doesn't matter. He'd marry you in a minute.
But Hank, but you're the...
Missy, I can't do it. I just can't do it, okay? I know I'm bad.
Yes,
I'm
you
mean
are bad.
and all that stuff, but, why don't you marry Frank?